Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Ian Sherman. I'm the Managing Director of the Managed Communication Services business at Nasstar. We're delighted to be able to host this webinar today and give you an overview of the Nasstar Channel development. This is a channel brand that we launched in November, and it's part of our wider go-to-market strategy. We're creating some focus around the role that we see for channel partners in actually supporting the wider digital transformation of the business customer marketplace in the UK economy. It's also about balancing up our reach into the market as a joined up go-to-market strategy. This is a broadcast arrangement, so it allows for little live interaction. We'd appreciate it if you hold questions to the end, but as we go through the presentations, please feel free to drop your questions into the chat window, and we'll address those at the end of the session. So if we look at who is actually on the call today with us, if we can move on, please, Rebecca. We've got a broad group of the Nasstar team here, and all of these people have a role in supporting your business, whether it's from a sales, product, marketing, or operational perspective. So I'm going to ask each of individuals to introduce themselves as they get involved in our presentation this morning. Our aim today is to tell you a little bit more about the Nasstar Channel and how we believe that it can help support your business as we move forward. We're going to work through some of the product and services that we are offering and as enhancements as we move forward. And we'll also highlight some elements that are new and expand the depth of the portfolio offering that we have available to you. But we're also going to talk about some of the changes that we've made to systems and in order to make it easier for you to do business with us. So if I just look at what Nasstar Channel is, and I think it's probably worthwhile just stepping back a moment and talking a little bit about why we've got here. The KCOM national business was acquired by Nasstar in August of this year. That's only in reality 16 weeks ago, but the integration of the businesses has moved forward at pace. The go-to-market strategy is developing, as witnessed by this webinar and our establishment of the separate channel brand. But also within the integration, we've now got 5 main programs, and I just wanted to focus on a couple of those quickly this morning. Firstly, we've got a large-scale network transformation program underway. The planning phase of that has more or less come to an end, and we're moving into implementation as we move across into the new year. And the aim is to complete that program by May 23. What that program does is it moves all of our services and service platforms into virtualized or cloud-based environments, and we're also refreshing our core transmission and IP networks. The benefit of this for the community on this call is it's about increasing our agility and our ability to integrate services more easily, and therefore the way that we deliver solutions to you will improve. Another key element is around our systems program. That's an ongoing program that was underway as KCOM was acquired, but we've joined what represents a huge investment in capability by the business. This underpins creating a single business with harmonized ways of working. And the benefit here is that we again will be effectively just easier to do business with, whether that's with a seamless progression from quote through order into provisioning and support. Dave, can I ask you just to take us through a bit more about what Nasstar Channel means?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Ian. Hi, everyone. Dave Hawkins. I head up the sales channel over at Nasstar. For us, it's around commitment and dedication. Our goal here is to help you help your customers succeed, and that's the key priority here. And it's about keeping it simple, removing a lot of the complexity, and to maximise your potential with the right tools in the kit bag. And all of this really is working towards delivering the best ROI for you and us and your customers, really. Move on, please. We've got 4 core values, and for me, the first one here around partnership. Partnership is key, and as a channel, we see it as people buy from people. So it's yes, automation tools are an excellent piece to grow, but actually it's around that people piece, which I feel is the most critical part of any successful relationship. We're only going to be successful if you guys are successful. So it's in our power and a main driver to empower you guys to succeed in your markets and the verticals you work in, through solutions that we believe work and have proven technology, and we deliver them first time. And then the last part is around that support, i.e. from quote to cease, every area of the business supports you. And moving on to kind of the future and some of the changes we're making, obviously changes to the way of working, moving to an MSA kind of setup. This is going to make life a lot easier to do business. A joined up approach with the partner program, so working shoulder to shoulder with campaigns and market collateral that's white label for you guys to easily absorb the products and the solutions to go to market. You would have seen back on the 10th of November, new website that got launched for the Nasstar channel, totally dedicated, and phase 2 is due to hit in the coming months, by the end of kind of Q1, which kind of is March next year. And also channel-based suite of products, which is something that previously has been an area that hasn't been addressed through our previous ownership, and actually limited new products to go to market. So this is a massive area, and the team over at the Nasstar are continuing investing in. And then through the wider Nasstar Group, we've got experts and services to help you grow, being in that wider family. And we're going to touch on some of that later with Adam. It's just one area around managed services where we can look to support you guys.
Morning, everyone. So I'm Rebecca Bowen-Key. I'm the marketing manager for Nasstar Channel. I wanted to talk to you this morning about the brand. So this is very much more than just a logo change. Nasstar Channel is part of the Nasstar family, but it does have its own unique identity that sets us apart from the main brand and from our competitors. The new branding reflects our approach and our philosophy, straightforward solutions that give you remarkable results. We've removed that complexity and we're looking to keep it simple for our partners and stripping back the noise, making it easy to do business with us. So you will have seen this line on the website and on various marketing materials. We keep things black and white so that you can add the colour. This reflects the fact that we're allowing our partners to add the interest, and it's reflected in the visual identity and the colour palette that's been chosen. That colour is the expertise, the industry knowledge and service wrap that you add that make your customers buy from you. We want to enable that by providing you with the building blocks that you need and the support that you need. One of the things that you'll be seeing from me and from the marketing team is an increased engagement. We've got lots of things planned that are in the pipeline that you will be seeing over the next few weeks and months. And as Dave mentioned, these include the update to the website that's coming in Q1. That will include things like our hub, which will have insights, case studies, our thought leadership pieces, and we'd love for you to get involved in that. We're also going to be having increased white label collateral that will be going onto the partner portal. You will have noticed a new area for that in there. And that will also include out-of-the-box campaigns that you'll be able to make use of straight away, rebrand them, get them out to your customers. We're also going to be running education days in early 2022. These will be focused on either products or challenges that you might be facing. You'll find out more about these as we go through the webinar, but we'll be getting those dates out to you as soon as possible. The other thing that you will have noticed recently is obviously the launch of the partner portal. We've got Andrew Chalice is up next, and he'll be covering off some of those changes that have been made to the partner portal.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Andy Chalice, System Delivery Lead here at Nasstar. So the team and I, we support the applications that underpin the new Nasstar Channel partner portal that Rebecca mentioned. And back in November, we went with quite a drastic change to the portal in terms of its look and feel, rebranding it into those Nasstar black and white channel theme that you see. It was quite a fundamental under the hood change for the portal. A lot of optimization done, but the main visible one obviously was that branding. So we've gone with the black and white with a few of the interactions pieces you see adding a little bit of color on there. So just really smartening up the portal experience that you have. So obviously cleaner interface. So over the years, the portal has had some development work, but a lot of the pages, there was no real consistency with the look and feel, what the filtering capabilities, and how it looked from page to page, which made navigation a little bit more complex. So we've tightened that up, refreshed a lot of the data that we display on the pages, and removed some of the unnecessary clutter. So a lot of filtering capability, for example, is now collapsed and only shows when you actually need to use it, rather than taking up a good half of your screen on some devices. So really tidying up the interface there. The third one was making it more accessible across multiple different types of devices. The portal isn't just one that you log into your PC anymore. You know, a lot of people do work from an iPad or a your mobile phone. So it's making the portal experience much nicer and cleaner on those devices. So you can actually log into your account, manage your products, manage your services whilst on the go. You don't have to be using a PC or a Mac desktop PC. And probably the last one for us, which has been a real fundamental improvement, is the overall performance of the portal. So across the piece, on average, we're looking at about a 50–60% performance gain on the page load, page performance, etc. That's by using some of the technologies within modern browsers that we can utilize to enhance caching and performance, etc. So hopefully, yourselves and your staff, etc., have noticed an increase in performance, and all this work just literally gives a foundation layer for us moving forward for upcoming future development work on the portal, which we're starting now and moving on into the new year.
Thanks very much, Andrew. Right, so we're going to be moving now on to some product speed dating. We've gathered some of our product managers from around the business, and we are giving them just 3 minutes to give you a flavour of the product development that's gone on in their area. This represents some of the changes that Dave was talking around, the enhanced kit bag that we now have available for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them into the Q&A and we will cover those off at the end. If you've got something more specific that you want to have a chat about, then get in touch after the webinar and we can arrange for a one-to-one session for you. So we're going to be starting off with Martin. I'm going to put 3 minutes on the timer for you, Martin, to talk to us around PCI.
Thank you, Rebecca. Hi, everybody. I'm Martin Morris. I'm a product specialist for PCI here at Nasstar. Just wanted to run through some here and now products. So the key thing, the message we want to get across today is that Nasstar is a level 1 PCI service provider. So we've gone through all of the challenges associated with building out payment platforms so that our clients and indeed our partners' clients don't need to. The here and now products that we have, and I stress that because they do exist and they are deployed today at some of these logos, is AgentPay, which is for agent assisted payments, usually within a contact center setting. So traditional contact center payments where customers are paying for goods and services while speaking to an agent. We also have a pay-by-link solution as well. So any payments that might need to take place where the client's using web chat, SMS or email to converse with their customers. Mobile self-service is a full payment workflow. So we deliver an SMS to a client and allow them to step through a workflow which can include payments. And we have AUTOPAY. And as I say, there's all of those solutions are deployed as some of these logos that you see on the left-hand side, and we're on hand to discuss any of those at any point. Ultimately, offering maximum levels of protection for customers and merchants. Next slide, please. So I'm just going to go through the products, and as I said, the key thing is that these are here and now products. So this is Agent Pay. This is where a payment would be occurring between an agent in a contact center. So they would launch Agent Pay from a host system. They would take the customer through the payment details. Customer would use either their voice or their handset to enter card details, and then we'd send those payments over to a payment service provider. So DTMF or voice-driven contact center payments is Agent Pay. Next slide, please. AGENTPAY-BY-LINK. So this is where a web chat session may be underway between a customer and an agent. Agent can send across a secure one-time link that can be done via SMS, email or web chat. Customer fills in the details, which is the screen on the right-hand side, and then the agent can follow the progress of the payment without seeing the payment itself. So that's AGENTPAY-BY-LINK. Next slide, please. Mobile self-service. So this is for a debt collection client of ours. This is where we would deliver a SMS to a customer that's due to make a payment. They'd securely identify themselves to the service. We would then present a series of options to them on screen and offer them a secure means via which to make the payment. So you can see here, PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay, etc. So single thumbprint payments that can be made in a PCI compliant manner via SMS. Next slide, please. And AUTOPAY. So we essentially can integrate to a multitude of different payment service providers, but if you've any clients that have requirements around self-service IVR, we can tailor a full self-service solution to those clients using some of the modules here, and you'll be able to review these slides later to go into those modules in a bit more detail. Final slide, please, Rebecca. Okay, so in terms to look for any clients that are looking to take payments over the phone or via different channels, this is an extremely challenging task for businesses to undertake. So we're pretty much looking for anyone to remove that task from their business and pile that onto Nasstar on their behalf. Anyone with a history of managing outsourcing complex or IT tasks would definitely be right up their street for these particular solutions. And ultimately, any organization looking to protect themselves from card fraud, this is an extremely positive solution that makes customers sticky by virtue of the fact we're solving a very real business problem.
Thanks very much, Martin. Just over, but I'm going to allow it.
Thank you,
Peter, Peter, we've got 3 minutes with you now to talk to us about MYRIAD as a service.
Thanks, Rebecca. Next slide. So my name is Peter French. I'm product manager here at Nasstar for inbound telephony and contact center services. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our MYRIAD platform today. Next slide, please. So what is MYRIAD? MYRIAD's our carrier class inbound telephony platform, which does routing of intelligent numbers. And we developed this in-house with our own team of development ops people. And it's something over time we've developed collaboratively with our channel partners. And a lot of the tweaks and enhancements we've made to the platform and the features that are on it as a result of dialogue with our partners. And we're very keen to keep that going forwards. It's designed so that it's easy to use for basic tasks and also for more complex tasks such as building large routing plans with multiple functions, including large IVR trees and dynamic data dips. There's a white label portal interface and a fully featured API, and our partners can choose to either use one or both of these. The portal interface has got a drag and drop canvas for creating routing plans, and a hierarchy of customer types, so that our partners and resellers can personalize the portal either with their own brand or for their customers, so that each customer can have their own unique logos on the portal if they so choose. It's got real-time dashboards that can show a variety of metrics and information. It's very easy to customize these, again, for the individual needs of the client. And with our Pulse reporting engine, ad hoc or scheduled reports can be run to drill into what's gone on with calls and agent behavior. Next slide, please. And what we're working on at the moment with our development team is a major refresh of the platform infrastructure to more tightly integrate it with IP as things go forwards. And another big thing is MYRIAD XT, which is short for external numbers. And at the moment, our partners have to use either our Nasstar numbers, which we've got from Ofcom, or the ones that they've got from Ofcom and we host on their behalf. But with this development of XT, it will allow customers with their own interconnects to leave the numbers on their network, but move the call through flow through our MYRIAD platform and take advantage of all its advanced features without the hassle of having to port individual numbers on a client-by-client basis. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter. So now we're going to be moving on to Pat Rogers. Pat will be covering off SOGEA. I'm sure he'll tell you what that stands for, but it is one of our next generation connectivity products. Thanks, Pat.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pat Rogers. I'm the Managed Network Services Product Manager here at Nasstar, which includes connectivity. And today, as Rebecca said, I'm going to talk about broadband, next generation broadband connectivity. SOGEA is a data-only broadband connectivity product. It has no underlying PSTN, has no line rental associated with that underlying PSTN, and it has no telephone number associated with that PSTN. So if you need voice on a SOGEA product, over-the-top VoIP services are necessary. Rada will talk to you about them a little bit later. So why is this product necessary? Well, come 2025, BT will be ceasing traditional old aged analog public switch telephone network. So any broadband services such as DSL, FTTC that are running over the top of customers' PSTN lines will be impacted come 2025. In fact, there's a stop sale in 2023 for PSTN lines. So customers need to be thinking about this today. There is exchanges out in the field today whereby the stop sale is already in place. SOGEA is that next generation broadband connectivity product that satisfies these customers' requirements. Next slide, please. Benefits to SOGEA. Well, it's a single order. Like I say, there is no underlying PSTN. This is just purely a broadband service order. Because there's no underlying PSTN, there's no cost associated with that, so it's cheaper. It's easier to support, again, a single order, single provider. Migration, it's very similar to FTTC technology. Routers that support FTTC today for data are expected to support SOGEA, same speed, same technology. Benefits to your customer, well, it's quicker install time. Again, that single order, that single provision of a broadband service only. More reliable, quicker fix times, all feed into that narrative of a single order. The key point here is that future proofing. Come 2025, this is going to be one of the all IP new data only broadband products that are available. Next slide, please. And all IP is the future. Like I said, that analog PSTN network will be ceased. So everyone's heard about FTTP, fiber to the premise. It is where all the noise is coming from the marketplace, but come 2025, it may not be available to everyone. SOGEA is that stepping stone product for locations where fiber isn't present. So GFast is a faster version, depending on the location from the exchange. The exchange is enabled, etc., but potentially up to 330 megabits per second. And SOTAP, it's subject to trial, but that is designed to be a PSTN replacement product to satisfy customers who have emergency care lines with a telephone number or alarm systems with a telephone number. I just need that to be continued. All IP is the future. Any questions, please reach out to the team or myself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pat. Finally, we have Radha, who will be talking about the over-the-top voice products that Pat mentioned there. Over to you, Radha.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Radha Subramanian. I'm the product manager for voice services. I look after SIP and TDM voice services. As Pat mentioned, BT have announced the end of life of WLR in 2025. And the stop sell is announced in 2023. However, this stop sell has already commenced, and BT have already started this stop sell planned for 454 exchanges. We need to be proactive in approaching our customers, otherwise, they'll look for alternatives and go to our competitors. What the two products I'm talking about is the ISDN replacement and the analog line replacement. Now, the analog line replacement service is a simple over-the-top voice service that will go on top of the SAGEA service. This will be available on the customer portal from January, and if you order SAGEA 0.5, the over-the-top voice service will be as a default. It will also be available as an add-on for all the other SAGEA data services and FTTP. Customers who order this service will get an automatic number selection straight away as they order so they don't have to wait any time to get a number. And we'll have call bundles as an option. In phase 2, we'll improve that, and we'll add number selections. So they'll have a choice from a list of numbers that they can pick. They'll have a customer portal where they will be able to look at their call records and have a look at, on the portal themselves, what calls they're making. And we'll be looking to add other services like voice to email as the journey proceeds. The key behind the over-the-top voice is to address the end of life and help drive the sale of connectivity by offering an over-the-top voice in the portfolio. Next slide, please. The other item as part of WI retirement is the retirement of ISDN 30. There's a number of options to address ISDN 30 that customers could consider. Hosted voice, SIP direct to their IP-PBX, Microsoft Teams are some examples. However, some customers out there, especially under the current climate, are not ready to make a decision in a long-term investment, and they may wish to continue using their PBX. If they choose to do that, we've got a gateway, which is a box that can go on the end of our SIP product, which will allow them to continue using their existing PBX until they're ready to make their journey onto a proper long-term IP voice solution when they're ready for that. But it allows us to keep that customer and lock them into an agreement with us until they do that. We've now launched this IP voice service so that it'd be very easy. As part of the pre-sales, we've got a template configuration, and when we deliver the box to the customer, it will all be pre-configured, and the customer will just need to plug the box in. So it'd be a very simple sell for the reseller. And this is really taking us to that transition to IP voice, that journey that we've been talking about. Rebecca, that's it.
Thank you, Radha. Right on time there. As you can see, there have been some real changes there to the enhanced kit bag that Dave was talking about. We are going to be holding education days on these in early Q1 and early 2022, so that will be Q1, where we're going to look to explore these products in more detail, look at how you can benefit from offering them to your customers. If you do have any questions, get them into the live chat and we can answer those at the end though. We now have Adam is going to talk to us about some of the solutions that have been developed from existing Nasstar products and services, but developed specifically for the channel usage. Adam, I'll hand over to you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Rebecca. So hi, everyone. Adam Gullis here, Account Director and Strategic Lead for Managed IT within the Nasstar Channel. I think it's important to firstly note about what exactly are we talking about when we say managed IT? So Nasstar's definition of managed IT is a service entity, i.e. Nasstar, undertaking BAU operational ownership of a particular IT function or technology area, e.g. that could be taking over the service desk function, liaising with end users. It could be management of server OS and backup. It could be management of the platform, i.e. the physical server layer and SAN. But whatever the in-scope area it is underpinned and delivered by a systematic service framework that we have developed over the past sort of 15 years or so, and generated our own internal IP around people, systems and processes that deliver that service. A couple of key call outs in terms of the Nasstar Managed IT division. So we have over 500 technical staff working within the division. That's almost half the entire Nasstar organization. So it's a very richly resourced area and also a massive area of our business. It's a proactive service, so we deliver proactive monitoring tools that we have developed, again, to some extent ourselves as part of the service. We have the expertise you would expect in terms of CCNA engineers, for example, Microsoft accreditations across our engineering capability. Operational efficiency is a huge piece for us. So in follow-up conversations, if you decide to have them with me, we'll have a conversation around an approach that we developed internally called Watch Points, which is effectively a systematic way to deliver proactive work to the in-scope estate. So things like patching, things like error log checking, just ensuring that any proactive work that needs to be done is actually done, captured in the system, and make sure it's actually delivered. Process management to be expected, so ITIL. Everything we do is underpinned by ServiceNow, which is obviously an ITIL-driven platform. Again, that's developed internally by our own internal ServiceNow developers, and I'll come on to that in a minute. And a big part of our managed IT division, but not just within the division, but across the Nasstar organization itself, is automation and integration of systems. So where possible, we will always look to use an automated workflow or an AI bot to replace a mundane or kind of donkey work task that a human being would historically do. So for us, we want our great human being resources, our engineers and service delivery managers, doing things that human beings should be doing, not focused on mundane tasks. Next slide, please, Rebecca. Next slide, please. Thank you. So this gives us a snapshot of what exactly the service is. So it's split across two tiers, Essentials and Premium, albeit the service is 100% modular. So you can select any one of those service elements, apply it to the selected in-scope estate to build a service. Without going into too much detail, because there's a lot to discuss, in essence, it's a 24/7 service manned by our people. The services are delivered from a number of different Nasstar locations, but these will be engineers who are based in a Nasstar location on a 24/7 basis. It's watch point driven, i.e. proactive. So a lot of the things around patching and that kind of thing is very proactive in a sense that we also use automation tools as well. A big part of the service is the ServiceNow service desk system. So again, as I mentioned, internally developed by our internal ServiceNow development team. And that's huge in terms of developing this service to the channel, because we obviously want to look to build automated workflows in with your ITSM tool sets or customer ITSM tool sets. Another big thing for us is obviously building customization within ServiceNow and then giving a portion of ServiceNow to our customers. A big piece of that is being able to skin ServiceNow in such a way so it looks like it's actually a ServiceNow system that either you deliver to your customers or the customers have developed internally. So it's making it look and feel like it's actually an internally developed system. We use ServiceNow richly, problem management, risk management, change management. We have AI bots delivered within the platform to conduct, like I mentioned before, to do the more mundane tasks, to leave our human beings focused on delivering engineering resources. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. And again, just mentioning about basically how the ServiceNow system is constituted. We have a piece within the system known as a domain separated instance, where effectively we apportion a piece of our ServiceNow instance off and we give it to you or give it to your customers, and then we can leverage our internal ServiceNow development resources to build customizations within that domain separated instance. Next slide, please. Appreciate I'm running a little bit over. Last mention is the managed security service portfolio. So this stands outside of managed IT. It's developed by a security specialist team. And essentially what we're looking to deliver here is anything above and beyond what you'd normally expect to be managed and delivered within a managed service scenario. So we're not talking about firewalls, we're not talking about antivirus, we're talking about things like SIEM, we're talking about things like EDR, we're talking about things like vulnerability scanning, delivering cyber phishing and awareness training. You'll notice a lot of the things mentioned on this slide also align to what insurers are often asking for when renewing or trying to get a decent insurance premium when renewing cyber assurance policies. Thank you.
Thanks, Adam. Sorry for the delay with the slides. I don't know what's going on there with that. As we mentioned, these are brand new products to the channel, so we will be holding education days on these in January. We'll be getting those dates out to you as soon as we're able to. Ian and Dave are now going to be talking to you about some of the ongoing improvements that we have been making and that we are in plan to make over the coming weeks and months. Ian, if I hand over to you.
Thanks, Rebecca. So in terms of the support that we're delivering to our customers, we've begun the integration of our support teams, and there is quite a deal of change going on as we make improvements in the ways of working. So we've got a significant amount of cross training and upskilling going across a wider support environment at the moment. This change is part of a wider program and is underpinned by the system stack developments that I talked about at the top of the call. So as we move teams around and cross-train, we're also moving the systems stack forward and looking at the expansion of our utilization of ServiceNow, and you'll start to see those developments and improvements come through the way that we support our customers in the coming months.
Excellent, thanks, Ian. So just to touch on the ways of working, obviously I mentioned earlier, looking to move into MSAs makes it a lot slicker and paperless, and removal of the kind of a paper-free environment, which is where we're moving to, and I think the industry's been heading that way for some time. Yes, the team is still on hand for any questions. An increase of DocuSign for contracts, etc. No longer need to get a pen out, and the portal really around the managed 24/7 and any device. I think it's just showing a journey we're on. These are the first steps, and these will continue throughout 2022 to be easier to do business with. Next slide, please. As mentioned, education days throughout 2022. First ones will be in Q1. The big switch off support, so we've got the hub and information will be continually loaded up on there, so we can educate and guide you guys through that switch off. MYRIAD as a service, a number of enhancements currently underway and to be delivered early in Q1 around the XT product. And then the piece that is really good for us, and especially since we've become part of the Nasstar Group, is we've got the ability now to go out with some new broadband and Ethernet pricing. That will be released in the coming weeks and loaded up into the portal for kind of 1st of Jan, possibly just before we break up in December. And really now Q&A. So hopefully, Rebecca, you've got some questions, and if everybody can come on camera and we can use the guides across the call to pick up the questions.
Okay, so we had a couple of questions come in. So the first one is around the availability of 1G. Dave, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So 1G, I take it that's on FTTP. That product will be available within the new pricing. Development work is being underway by Andy on the call, and we're aiming to have that built in the coming weeks, ready for the 1st of January.
Marvellous. We've had a question come in from Chris. What plans are there to offer a choice of broadband routers when ordering connectivity products?
Yep, so we've got the traditional routers. If there's a certain router you'd like to see, then please engage with me directly, and we can obviously look to address that. So yeah, it would be good to get some more information around that, please.
Okay. We've had another question around changes to T's and C's teams as part of the acquisition. Has anything changed? Should there be anything that they need to be worried about?
Shall I hand that one to Ian?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
So I mean, the team you know, is stable. So you know, we've moved our whole national business team across into the Nasstar world. Circa 450 people came across. You know, certain members of my old management team, you know, are taking up, you know, senior positions in the operational environment within Nasstar. You know, but the teams day to day that support you, you know, remain unchanged, and you know, it's important that we keep that continuity.
Just to touch on the T's and C's part of that question, novations have gone out, and you'll be moving across on the existing T's and C's.
Okay, I saw a question pop up there about getting the slides from this presentation afterwards. The simple answer is yes, we're going to be sending out this actual recording to you. So feel free to share that with the rest of your team. There will also be a link on there if you want to make contact with anyone that's on this call, or you know, want to speak to your account manager. We can get that sorted for you. But you should see that hitting your inbox just after this session. We've got a question come in from Dave. To whom should I speak to about the IT services? We deliver MS tier Office 365, perimeter and device security, along with the help desk services. Adam, I think this is probably one for you.
Yeah, I think the answer to that question is me. Speak to me.
So guys, once we send out all the contacts, please feel free to contact the individuals directly and CC me in. As I said, in the education days, we are actually going to do a piece on the IT piece, because I think that's a key area and focus that potentially resellers could look for us to support and actually address contracts previously you may have no bid due to not having that support function in place in-house. So I see it as a big area of growth for individuals in the channel.
Okay, we've got one coming from Will. Will partners be able to resell AWS services to our customers through Nasstar?
It's a piece of work we're looking into, and I think we'll probably have a bit more of an update in the new year on that. It's around spinning up those services, and I'm engaging with the wider team on how we do that as part of the MIT piece, which is with Adam. So it could be a service item within that stack as we move forward.
If there is a particular interest or a particular project that you're thinking about, more than just general consumption resale, then we have a whole host of skills that are available on a consultancy basis. That also steps beyond AWS and into Azure and into contacts and collaboration, UC and UCC arena. So if there's something particularly complex, one of the things that we are able to do is to make our professional service consultants available to you to help put those transactions to bed.
Thank you, Ian. We've got another question come in. Are we able to offer white labelled on-site cabling visits?
I don't believe that's a sweet spot for us, and actually from a reseller point of view, I'd say that's where you guys can make considerable margin on day rates. So it's not a core product, and one of the things we've done as a business to try and keep things simple is move away from the complexity and bending out of shape, which has a detrimental impact to our core offerings. So unfortunately not.
But if you do have some requirements, then we have people that we work with, and potentially we could just plug you together because they do white label delivery of cabling for our own purposes as subcontractors to Nasstar. So we can certainly point you in the direction of people that we know and trust if that would be helpful.
Thanks very much. Pat, I think this one is for you. Is SOGEA replacing FTTC for broadband, or will we still be able to provide FTTC after the 2025 cutoff date of WLR?
SOGEA will be the replacement. It's as simple as that. Yeah, FTTC will not be available to order as new.
And there will be more support available around the WLR switch off, what your options are in terms of both connectivity and voice. That will all be going into the partner portal as part of that big switch off information center that we're building there. That will also contain information around which exchanges and dates you need to be aware of for your customers as well.
Thank you, Rebecca. Yes.
Okay. I haven't got any more questions. That appears to be all of them. If you've got any, quickly type them in and we can answer them for you. If not, we will leave it there. Dave, do you want to say a few closing words?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone that's attended. It's an exciting time. I think for us, as some of the ex-KCOM employees that are on the call, for us, we're now focused on the future, on growth. Possibly not where we were 12 months ago, and I think most of you on the call who have contacted me have highlighted that. I'm really excited. The team are still existing and growing. So for us, it's really about putting the building blocks to empower you guys to be successful. I'm really looking forward to working with you over the coming months and into 2022. So guys, thank you for your time. I'll pass over to Ian for the last word, but excellent. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. I think just to reiterate, we will make this recording and the presentation available. I'm really excited now by what the Nasstar Channel identity offers us, and the increasing capability that we're able to bring forward over the coming months and years. So I please sign up into the education days. Take advantage of the information that's coming out in terms of supporting your business going forward. For example, that change around the ISDN switch off is critical. That's a core program for us. I think it's a way that we can all make inroads into the market. But there's that's just one example of the broader capability that is coming through now, and to support your business and the broader capability of the organisation to sustain that and ensure our mutual success. So I look forward to working with you in the coming months and years. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks all.
Thanks all.
Thanks.
Cheers.